Hey everybody, Lancer here, welcoming you to Dragon Quest VII, Fragments of the Forgotten Past, for the Nintendo 3DS. And if you didn't know, this is my first 3DS game. Not that I played, of course, but that I've, recorded or streamed. So this is good stuff. So of course this is a 3D remake of the original Dragon Warrior 7 on the PS1. So I was pretty excited about this when I first heard about it, because originally it was only going to be released in Japan, but then because of a lot of letters from like fans and stuff, they finally decided to localize it for English-speaking audiences. So that's pretty sweet. Now, I will mention something about this. Here, let me, As you can see, I already have a file, because I started streaming this. I've streamed it twice so far, but I didn't start from the beginning, because it was just going to be a casual stream. But then I decided, you know what, I might as well upload it to YouTube, so I'm basically recording the beginning part of it up until where I start streaming it. Which is about, I don't know, maybe two hours into the game or so. So there's the file where I'm at now. So that's as far as I've gotten. But yeah, so we're gonna play through until we get to where the streams start. So let's go ahead and do that. Might as well. Yeah, the main character does not have a canon name. Although in the manga, I think his canon name is Aris. I don't know if that's official though. And apparently for the remake, a lot of the first videos, apparently the name, God, I can't think of what the name was, but it was used, but I think that was just a name made up by Nintendo or something. I don't know, but can't think of what it was, but whatever, man. So, as with just about every Dragon Quest game, just put in whatever name you want. There's not really an official name for the main character. That's how it always is. So from what I've played of this game so far, it's really good. I mean, the original was really good, but they improved upon a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously visually, I mean, I love the graphical style of it. It's definitely good times. I think it was very well done. Prince Kiefer Sutherland. Right, you know the drill, Lancer. Keep your mouth shut about this place, alright? Okay. If anyone up at the castle knew we were sneaking in here, we'd be for the high jump. Not that I'm scared or anything, it's just there's stuff about this island we're not supposed to know, and I need to find out the truth. We're meant to believe that this is the only island in the world. Pah! That's a load of rubbish, and we both know it. Okay, same as always. Let's shove the stone back into place and get home. On my count. 1, 2, push! Alright. We're pushing stones, it's nice. Maribel. So that's how it's going to be, is it? You're still not going to tell me what you're up to? It doesn't really matter what you say. It usually doesn't. Although sometimes you'll have to say, like, yes in order to advance the plot, but usually it doesn't really make a difference. Well, I don't care anyway, because I'm not going to waste my breath asking you again. But you haven't heard the last of this. I'm going to find out what you're plotting, and I'm going to tell everyone, so there. Oh, I almost forgot. Tomorrow's the day of the pilchard harvest. I'd better be getting off to bed. And so had you. It only comes around once a year, you know. See you later, Mr. Mysterious. So, a lot of the names have been changed in this version from the original. Like, I think a lot of the main characters' names were the same, like Maribel, Kiefer. I don't think those have been changed. But this town, which was originally called Fishbell, now it's called Pilchard Bay. So that's a thing. So we got the menu, you know, usual affair. Start with plain clothes. That's exciting. Dun, 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 dun. You can look at your attributes. You can look at each character's stats. Fisherman's son. Yeah, there will be classes later, but for now you just start with whatever. Fisherman's son, like, yeah. Shows your stats, strength, agility, resilience, which is defense, wisdom, which is your magic style. I don't remember what style is. I don't think it's extremely important. I think it has something to do with like getting discounts at shops or something. I really don't remember. But yeah. Then you can look at the stats of everyone. And yeah, on the bottom screen it has we'll just switch that around real quick. That's pretty much how that works. Yeah, you can push Y to go to your stock list, and it'll kind of tell you the shops in your current location, but there aren't any shops right now, so it doesn't really matter. One of the things I like about this version is if you go to equip, it shows your character, and when you have a weapon, it'll actually show the weapon, and they actually look different, which it didn't really do in the original game. You can kind of spin around. You only see like swords and shields, so like armor doesn't really change visually, but yeah. So that's kind of a cool touch. We don't have a weapon right now, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah. Info. Yeah, one of the things that's different about this game is you can check like, well, what's going on in the story if you don't really know what's going on. So we got prologue near Estard. Our adventure begins on the small island of Estard. I don't remember what Estard was in the original game, but whatever. It's the only island in the world, and it is surrounded by oceans that stretch as far as the eye can see. Two young men, born and raised there, are beginning to tire of the dull, peaceful life it has to offer, when one day they find an abandoned ship in rather poor condition. Is there really nothing out there? Perhaps if they can repair the ship, our heroes might be able to go and see for themselves. Little do they know that their curiosity is about to lead them on the first steps of an epic journey, to uncover the deepest secrets of their world. Oh boy. The eve of the Pilchard harvest. Maribel has found out about Lancer and Kiefer's secret. But despite her dogged questioning, Lancer manages to avoid giving the game away. With the annual Pilchard harvest due to take place tomorrow, Maribel tells Lancer to head home and get some sleep. Alright, so that's kind of a nice touch. And you go to miscellaneous, you can heal all, which will heal all your characters. I think with like spells or items, whatever. Tactics, you can change what your other characters do, but I just leave it so that you control them. I'm just more comfortable with that. Lineup, you can change your lineup. A lot of the stuff doesn't really do anything. Organize items, you can actually take a lot of the items you don't have equipped and just put them in the bag, because each character only has a certain amount of space. You can organize the bag, but it's empty right now. You can quick save, but I think you can only do that on the overworld. Settings! Alright, battle messages. I like to keep that on medium, because if they're fast, a lot of stuff you don't even really see, and it's like, I think all this is fine. Battle background, strong 3D, weak 3D. I guess that just changes how much 3D there is. It doesn't really matter to me. Field camera, I don't really know the difference with field camera. I don't know. But whatever, dude. Alright. So we can kind of look around here. As in most Dragon Quest games, you can go around, break barrels and jars and stuff. Sometimes finding items. 3 gold coins. Yeah, a lot of times you'll find a very small amount of money that doesn't really do anything. It's like, well, whatever, man. Whatever you gotta do. The door appears to be locked from the other side. Yeah, it's great, man. Calm down. Meow. We can go in the church, which is basically the save point of the game. What are you doing out at this hour, child? You haven't forgotten where your house is, have you? It's over to the west of the village. Now off you go. Your poor mother will be worried about you. Ah, hello, young Lancer. You're back again to ask me what lies beyond the ocean, I suppose. Yes? Well, it's only natural for a young man to be curious. I was the same when I was your age. I used to wonder what else could be out there. It was pretty much all I thought about, in fact. So one day I decided to go and see for myself, and off I paddled in a little boat. And you know what I found? Nothing at all, though I rowed and rowed till I was blue in the face, just ocean and more ocean. No, this really is the only island in the whole wide world, just this village and the castle. That's your lot. It can make you feel a little lonely sometimes, but that's just the way things are. Now, is that enough to put an end to your dreaming? No. Well, you'll find out the truth for yourself soon enough. Don't say I didn't warn you. Now then, shouldn't you be heading home to bed? Tomorrow's the day of the pilchard harvest, after all. Our prize fishing boat heads off at the crack of dawn, and you're not going to want to miss that. So we can't actually save right now, for some reason. I don't know why, but... And if you notice, yeah, the top screen is where the main game is. The bottom screen is pretty much only the map of the area you're in, or the overworld. Or in battle, it shows your, like, kind of character's HP and MP and stuff. And when you're equipping, it shows the stats of the equipment. But otherwise, the map is kind of useless. Or the bottom screen is kind of useless, so whatever. Medicinal herb. Our first actual item. It's the standard healing item. This healing herb restores a little of one party member's HP. Also, you can press A to talk to characters that are in your party, but we don't have any, so... There's no one in the party to talk to at the moment. It's not important, but, you know, you kind of get a little extra dialogue, and it's usually pretty funny. I think there's something here. 10 gold coins. Alright, nothing wrong with that. Wandering around outside the village at night probably isn't too sensible. Even though there's no enemies out there, but... Yeah, the beginning of this game is kind of slow because you don't really get into your first battle till about, like, 3 hours in or something. So the beginning of the game is pretty much all plot and, you know, going around and doing stuff. That's pretty much how it goes. There's a kitty! Meow! Meow! Alright. We gotta love kitties. 5 gold coins. The door appears to be locked from the other side. That's, of course, Maribel's house. We'll be going in there later. We can't really go in anywhere right now other than our own home. I don't think we can go into the boat. Boarding a boat without permission is a serious breach of etiquette in Pilchard Bay. So if you couldn't tell, this is a fishing town, obviously. You're like an aspiring fisherman kind of kid. And we're home. Medicinal herb. And also, if you're not familiar with this game or the original, it's very long. Like, infamously long. Like, it typically takes 100+ hours to finish the game, at least. So yeah. Neatly arranged plates, cups, and other crockery adorn the shelves. Isn't that nice? Yeah, there's jars. They work just like barrels. There are various drinks lined up on display. Anything else? We got some beds. Pearl. This is your mother. In the original, her name was Molly, so they changed it to Pearl for some reason. It's Lancer's mother, Pearl. Lancer, is that you? It's time for bed, young man. Up that ladder with you. You need to be up bright and early tomorrow. Yeah. And this is your father, Pollock. I don't remember what his name was in the original. But they probably changed it, I'm not sure. It's Lancer's father, Pollock. He's fast asleep. Okay. And you can check drawers. 10 gold coins. Also, one thing I noticed, there's like bags here. I think in the original you could check them, but in this version you can't. And there'd sometimes be items. Unless I'm thinking of another Dragon Quest. But I think it was this one where you could do that. Pretty sure. But you can't do that in this version for some reason. I guess they just took that out. I don't know. There's a chest. 110 gold coins. Nice. That's like the majority of our money. And we get a leather hat, which you want to equip. Because it's a leather hat and it's pretty awesome. So, leather hat. Defensive by 3, style up by 2. Again, I don't remember what style does exactly, but I think it's probably basically like a luck or something. I don't remember. But whatever, it's not important. It's Lancer's bed. Are you ready to turn in for the night? Yes. Oh, that classic sleeping theme. You gotta love it. Wakey, wakey, Lancer. Come on. You can't stay in bed all day. I mean, I could. It's the most important day of the year in Pilchard Bay. The day of the Pilchard harvest. Your father is already headed over to meet Mayor Maid by the jetty. Now get up and get yourself ready, young man. Come on, Chop Chop. I think Mayor Maid's name was changed. I don't remember what it was, but... feel free to let me know. Because it's been a long time since I've played the original. I think I played it back in like 2014. I think what I want to do is... I want to lower the music volume. It's quite loud. There we go. Now I can actually hear myself think. That's cool. Huh. All set? It wouldn't do for a fisherman's son to sleep in, you know. Head down to the jetty this instant. Your father needs your help. Oh, before you go... take this to your father, will you? You know how he likes his pilchards. Off you go now. Take that sandwich down to the ship and make sure he gets it. So it's a pilchard sandwich, I suppose? Which pilchard is... I guess it's some kind of fish. Pilchard sandwich. Yeah, a lot of times you'll get like an item, like some kind of food or something that you can give to a character that... a lot of times it doesn't really do anything. It's just, you know, nice to do. So, sometimes it does. Sometimes you have to, or sometimes you'll get a reward for it. You never know. Pilchard sandwich. 2 slices of bread packed with all Pearl's love. And pilchards. Maybe that's like tuna. So it's like a tuna sandwich. I don't know, but... whatever, man. Whatever you gotta do. Alrighty then. People are out here now. Here's the shop from Secret of Mana. Welcome to the item shop. How can I serve you? So you can just buy a pilchard pie. Feast on this fishy delight to restore a few HP. But we're going to be getting one for free, I think, pretty soon. So not much sense in wasting money on it. Hey, you can't sell the sandwich, unfortunately. Hey you're a local lad, aren't you? I bet you want to be a fisherman when you grow up, don't you? Yep. Of course you do. Fishermen are the best. No. What? Why ever not? I'm not normally even up by this time, you know, but this morning I walked all the way from Estard. Well, a spot of exercise every now and then never hurt anyone. Gahaha. Pretty much. Now we can go in here. But there's nobody in here, so... this is basically the equipment shop, but they don't really have a whole lot. Interesting how you can kind of see a little bit of grass if you turn the camera that way. Not sure if that's like a graphical glitch or something, or maybe it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. But either way. Yeah, usually in the back of shops there'll be chests that you can't open. They'll just be locked, so whatever, man. I don't know if you can open it up at some point. I don't recall. But yeah, when the shopkeeper's actually in here, you'll kind of be able to shop here. But you can also shop from outside. Because when you're outside, the shopkeeper will be standing here, so... that's kind of interesting. Let's see what else we got going on. We can go into here, which is just some random residents. Hello, young Lancer. You'll be off to help your father, I'll warrant. My own son's going to be taking the helm this year. Ooh, I couldn't be more proud. We owe your father a lot. You know, Pollock's the greatest fisherman this village has ever seen. I can't wait to see what weird and wonderful fish they bring back this year. My tummy's rumbling already. I do like how they stayed true to Dragon Quest, the Dragon Quest series, and had a lot of the classic NPCs that we'll be seeing more of as we go along. So if you've if you played other Dragon Quest games, you'll notice them. It's pretty nice. I'm just gonna break your stuff. Hope you don't mind. Ooh, what do we got here? Got a chest. A seed of resilience. So, the basically different seeds permanently increase a certain stat. So, obviously, seed of resilience will increase resilience. So, you definitely want to use those. Might as well use it on me, since I'm the only one here. Any party member can eat this to increase resilience. Increased by 4, which is almost what we had, so that's kind of ridiculous. Resilience 9. Now we got some nice defense, 16. It's good stuff. Do. Okay. See what else is going on. Not sure if we can save yet. You say anything else? Whether you're a fisherman or a humble servant of the Almighty, the pilchard harvest is always the most exciting day of the year. I pray that Almighty will watch over our village's brave fishermen. Well, if it is a young Lancer, so I imagine you'll be helping your father out today. I can't believe you're 16 already, or that you've grown up to be such a strapping young fella, come to that. I remember the day you were born like it was yesterday. Ah, what a to-do that was. But that's enough reminiscing. It must be almost time for the ship to set sail. You need to get yourself down to the jetty. Don't let your father down, will you? So we can't save yet. And you can't really quick save until you can get to the overworld, so... So we kind of gotta wait on all that. Yay! Hooray! It's the day of the pilchard harvest, and that means it's festival time, too. We learned about it at school. Mayor Maid's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-granddad started it. That's why it's so great. Oh, to sail the seas in a mighty ship like Captain Pollock and his crew. Word is they're trying to venture even further north than usual this year. That's nice. I think we already broke these, but we can break them again. Let's go in the side door. Not that it matters, but... Medicinal herb. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I love the music of this game. I was made to be a maid, and I get paid to be a maid. I pray my looks will never fade. Oh, wait, what are you doing here, Lancer? If you're looking for Maribel, I'm afraid you're out of luck. Also, I should mention, apparently they had to change the soundtrack for this version. Yeah, the Japanese version, I think, had some kind of orchestra thing or something. But for the English version, they had to change it for something, like change the format. I don't know why, but whatever, man. I think it still sounds good. But, you know, maybe the other version sounds better. I don't know. I haven't really heard it, but you never know. I say, it's Lancer. A very good morning to you, young man. You'll be ably assisting your father today, no doubt. Well, bravo. I wish my own dear daughter was as helpful as you, but oh no. She rushed off before breakfast, and I haven't seen hide nor hair of her since. Honestly, my Maribel will be the death of me. Where in heaven can she be? A rather magnificent model ship stands proudly on display. Nice. Well, you know, this town is all about, like, boating and fishing and such. Bum, bum, bum. 2 gold coins. Wow. I'm rich now. So we can go up here and check out Maribel's room. Actually, I think this is her parents' room, but... Lance gazes into the mirror. But the glass is dirty and he can't see a thing. He gives the mirror a wipe. I think you can keep checking it and it'll say something different. And strikes a heroic pose. I think it's random what it says. And practices flashing his most winning smile. He realizes he didn't wash his face this morning. He sees a very tired reflection looking back at him. and remains transfixed for a significant period of time. And finds himself grinning awkwardly. Yeah, it'll kind of repeat a lot of things. And is captivated by just how stylish he looks. I think there's a few more. And size. I don't think I ever saw that one. He quickly puts his hair back in order. Finds a different face from the usual one staring back at him. Okay. I think there's one that says something about his hair. Yeah. He notices that his hair has grown very long and unruly. Alright. Enough of that nonsense. Looks at the bookshelves. There don't seem to be any particularly interesting books. Yes, sometimes you'll actually read books. It's kind of interesting. I always like that in games, but usually it'll say, like, you know, like, the books are confusing, or, you know, nothing interesting, or whatever. A picture hangs on the wall. Yeah, it doesn't ever say anything, like, particular about the picture, which is kind of lame, but it just says there's a picture on the wall, and that's pretty much it. So... Hairband! Which I think only females can equip. Maribel has a pretty big bed, though. Hairband! Yeah. So we can't equip that, so we'll just have to hold on to it for now. Okay. Guess we should head to the boat and see what's going on, right? I wonder how long they'll be out at sea this year. I just pray that my dear hubby and his shipmates make it back in one piece. You know, Lancer, your father and the other fishermen are real heroes. I say this every year, but I wish I'd married a fisherman when I had the chance. A sailor? Achoo! Gah! That's no good. A sailor should be saying ahoy, not achoo. I came all the way from bloomin' Estard to train to be a fisherman, but instead of catching any fish, I went and caught this bloomin' cold. I'm a disgrace to sailors everywhere. What's going on here? I respect your opinion, Pollock, but I don't see why we can't just head to the usual fishing spot. When the ocean tells me something, I have to listen. I've been studying the currents and tides, and we need to cast our nets elsewhere this year. A fisherman's job is to follow the fish. Where they go, we go. End of story. I would say he knows what he's talking about. You're not wrong, but the thing is... Oh, Lancer, there you are. You've come to give your father a hand, I take it. You took your time, my lad. Now, are you ready to actually do some work for a change? Oh, first things first, please tell me you brought me one of your mother's sandwiches. I'm famished. Indeed I did. So I think you actually have to give it to him. It's not like a choice thing. Lancer hands the pilchard sandwich to his father. That's the stuff. Hostess. There's nothing like pilchards in the morning. I can't set sail without one of these in my belly. Stop staring at me like that, lad. You'll put me off my pilchards. Go and swab the decks or something. So we need to help our father with some stuff. Basically, that means just look around the boat. You don't actually have to do anything like that. Well, that's that, I suppose. Once Pollock makes his mind up, he doesn't change it for anyone. Still, at least he's a man who takes responsibility for his decisions. I'm sure you'll grow up to be every bit as rough as your dear old dad, Lancer. Tough, not rough. Well, maybe rough. If you want a bunch of salty sea dogs to stay loyal to you, you're gonna have to. Stop staring at me like that, lad. Okay, yeah, you say the same thing. Alright. What's up, dude? There's a little boat. I wonder what that's about. Well, if it ain't young Lancer, your dad's been waiting for ye. It won't be long to your first fishing voyage now, will it? Well, learn all ye can from ye old man, you hear? He's the very best there is. So I should mention, in different areas of the game, like, NPCs will talk in different dialects and accents and stuff, and it gets pretty crazy. Like, I think there's like a city later on where they're basically German, one where they're basically like British, and, you know, things like that. So, that's fun. Kind of like Chrono Cross. These younger sailors may be stronger and more enthusiastic than us old hands, but there's no substitute for experience. All sorts can happen at sea, so you have to keep your wits about you. One wrong move and you're in the drink. Indeed you are. We get a chest with a cypress stick, which is the first weapon of the game. So you might as well go ahead and put it on. Cypress stick. It's basically like a little club. Attack up by 2. Nothing special about it at all. But now we can see it if we go under equip. Aw, yeah, look at that. Just makes you want to swing at a slime, doesn't it? Nice. We can play some baseball now. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know why there's chests in freaking, like, a boat, but Wayfarer's clothes, which are actually better than the regular cloth that we have. Wayfarer's clothes. Defensive by 3, style up by 4. So, that's nice. That's not too shabby. There is weaponry on the wall. Word is we're heading further north than we've ever been before. Can't wait to see what kind of prize specimens we can net out there. Just don't tell Noctis about it. Let me ask you something, young Lancer. Do you have any idea what I'm going through? No. Of course you don't. I mean, how could ye? Here I am, newly married, and leaving me beautiful bride behind. No one could understand me heartache and pain. Yeah, well... Yes. Ah, you're just saying that. How could ye ever understand? Nothing special. It's a sword. Weaponry on the wall. Weaponry on the wall. Yeah, crates like that you can't destroy, so they're just kind of there for whatever reason. 15 gold coins. Bum bum bum. I think I see something back there. What are you doing back here, Maribel? How'd she get back there without breaking the barrels? Shh! Get lost, will ya? You're gonna blow my cover. There's a chef! Eh? Who's that over there? Well, well, if it isn't young Maribel, looks like I caught me a stowaway. Gah! Why is it such a big deal anyway? Why can't you just let me come fishing with you? Go on, just forget you saw me, please. Did I mention how tasty your stew is? Really, you'll have to tell me the recipe someday. Flattery will get you nowhere, young lady, and it certainly won't get you on board this ship. Now get out of here before I tell your father what you've been up to. And as for you, Lancer, I've got a pile of potatoes that need peeling. Why do I have to peel potatoes? Gah, this is all your fault, Lancer. I hate you. Oh, and fun fact, Lancer sucks at peeling potatoes. Like, I really do. Just saying. It's alright for you. One day you'll get to jump on a boat and leave this stupid island behind. At least for a little while. I know all the grown-ups say there's nothing out there except more ocean, but they're lying to us, and I know it. I'll get you back for this. I'll tell everyone where you and Prince Kiefer have been sneaking off to. I mean it. That's a shame. Okay, so I think you basically have to come down here and see that scene in order to advance the plot, but there's still stuff we can check out. From Pilchard Bay to Estard Castle, everyone's heard of the mighty Pollock. You should be proud to have such a famous fisherman for a father, Lancer. Now, come to think of it, his brother is just as famous, or should I say infamous. Ack, listen to me, it doesn't do well to speak ill of others. Forget I spoke, lad. Oh, we'll be seeing him later. Various drinks lined up on display. Some like cots. Bum ba dum bum bum bum. So you basically want to check all drawers and barrels, crates, jars. Well, not crates, but jars, barrels. Because you never know. Chimera Wing! Classic DQ item. Chimera Wing. Can be used to return to any previously visited location. So, basically, using it's like a teleport spell, so that will definitely be useful later. Although, we'll also get a spell for it, so, you know, whatever. Oh, there you are, Lancer. You took your time. I've nearly finished peeling these potatoes. By the way, I couldn't help but notice you getting an earful off young Maribel. Ah, she's a spirited one, that lass. Hehehe. Yeah. Why don't you get back to your potatoes, sir? Now we just want to leave. We just want to leave. Bum 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 bum. Uh-oh. How's it going? Well, my lad, it is almost time for us to set sail. I know you can't wait to taste adventure on the high seas, but you're still no more than a codling. You'd be more of a burden than a help. Don't be sore now. Keep up the good work, and you'll get there in the end. You could say that. I know you'll make a fine fisherman one day. You're my flesh and blood, after all. Grahaha! In the meantime, you're a very important job to keep you busy. Looking after your mother. Keep the old girl safe while I'm away, you hear? So if you couldn't tell, the main character in this game's a silent protagonist. Much like pretty much every Dragon Quest main character. So, weigh anchor, hoist the mainsail. And they're off. Yeah, compared to the original, this remake has a lot more details and stuff, which is really nice to see. I really enjoy that. Alrighty then. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Are you still sneezing? Yeah, okay. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Uh-oh. Lancer! Lancer! Now what? It's a soldier! Ah, Lancer, there you are. The king requests an audience with you. A rather urgent one, it would seem. You know the way to Estard Castle, of course. Simply follow the path north from Pilchard Bay. I know where it is. Your cooperation in this matter would be greatly appreciated. I love the detail on those clothes there, though. Maribel! I heard you got summoned to the castle again, Lancer. Lucky old you. Well, guess what? I'm coming too. That alright with you? Sure. Alright then, let's get moving, shall we? We could give her the hairband. Hairband. So much like in most Dragon Quest games, you have to actually transfer items to other characters in order for them to equip and such. Oh, defense up by 4. Style up by 10. Damn. There you go, Maribel. And she also starts with plain clothes and no weapon, but we'll be getting stuff for her. I'm not sure if you have infinite space in your bag. I don't remember. Possibly. Mayor's daughter. Nice class. Huh. So she's more of like a mage type character, you know, she has less strength and defense and HP and stuff. Of course, in level 1 you start with 0 MP, so you don't have any spells or anything, but once you do, you can look at them here under attributes. You can look at spells learned and abilities learned and such. So, that's cool. Let's see what's been going on here. A fisherman's favorite. It's the day of the Pilchard Harvest, the most exciting event of the year in Pilchard Bay, Lancer's hometown. But our sleepy-headed hero nearly fails to wake up in time. Unfortunately, his mother Pearl eventually manages... Fortunately, I guess depending on how you look at it. Fortunately, his mother Pearl eventually manages to rouse him from his slumber. Just as he's about to leave the town, she calls him back and gives him an errand to run. She wants him to deliver a sandwich to Pollock, his father, who can be found somewhere down by the jetty, and he has no relation to Kevin Pollock, I'm pretty sure. Whipping the ship into shape. Lance hands over Pollock's sandwich and is told to help get the ship ready to set sail, and in which he didn't do anything, just walked around, but I guess he pretended to. His first task, to tidy up the ship's hold by, I guess, breaking barrels and jars. A woman scorned. Lancer goes down into the ship's hold and finds Maribel hiding behind some barrels. Though she pleads with the cook to let her come along on the fishing trip, she's told in no uncertain terms to get herself ashore. Maribel is furious and gives Lancer an earful before storming off. A royal summons. After watching the ship leave the harbor, Lancer wanders towards home and bumps into a soldier from the castle. It seems the king would like to talk to him about something. The soldiers ask him to leave the village right away and head north to Estard Castle. So yeah, the whole story so far thing, it's kind of an extra little thing, but I actually really like it. Also, I like how the Dragon Quest games use the OU spellings of a lot of words like harbor, neighbor, honor. I'm always a big fan of that. And, you know, S instead of Z, like in recognize and things like that. That's just the way I do things, so it's cool to see games do that. Even though both ways are considered correct, but, you know. We can talk to Maribel. Come on, Lancer, let's head over to the castle. What, have you forgotten where it is? Just leave the village through the gates and follow the path to the north. Any idiot knows that. Yeah, so you can talk to your party members. They usually have something funny to say that kind of tells you where you need to go. So, and a lot of times NPCs will have different dialogue once you've advanced the plot, so it's always fun to come and talk to them. And where do you think you're going, young lady? It's almost time for your elocation lesson. I'm just going to Lancer's house for a little while. I'll be back soon, I promise. Well, alright, but don't you dare be late. Is that understood? Yeah. Bum bum. Yeah, see, now we can shop out here. Welcome to the local shop. Yeah, so you can buy a cypress stick for Maribel if you want. You don't have to. It doesn't matter. I mean, in this playthrough, we're not even getting to a battle, so you can do it if you want. It doesn't really matter what I do here, but I guess we will. Might as well. I mean, that's what I did on my first playthrough, so, you know. And also, you can get pot lids, which are basically helmets. But they bring your style down terribly, but they bring defense up a little, so it's up to you whether you want to get that. Usually, I don't really care too much about style, but I'd prefer not to go down to, like, 0 or 4 like that, so, you know. It's all about preference. So now Maribel has a cypress stick. That's great. Gotta appreciate that. Yeah, see, now he's there, so... It's kind of funny. So our fishermen have set sail once again. You know, the time of year never fails to put me in mind of when you were born, Lancer. Your father was away at sea and your poor mother's tummy started to hurt. She wasn't due to give birth for another 4 months. We were all so worried. But then out you popped, a big bouncing healthy baby boy. You could have knocked me down with a feather. You won't be able to remember it, of course, but your mother and father were overjoyed. As well they should have been. But you're not a little baby anymore, Lancer. Make sure you're good to your parents. They've done so much for you. Naturally. And, you know, most games when, you know, kind of NPCs, like, go on a boat trip or something, it always ends up tragic, so... Is that gonna happen here? Guess we'll have to find out. My dad's a fisherman. He promised to bring me back loads and loads and loads of fish. I can't wait. Lancer, haven't you been summoned to the castle? Why are you wasting time talking to small children? Jeez. I'm just talking to a kid. What's the big deal, man? Hey, Pearl, what's up? You want to talk to her? I think she'll give us a little something that we can actually use. Ah, there you are, Lancer. I was wondering where you'd got to. So you've been out playing with Maribel, have you? Hello? Ah, she's so lovely and polite, isn't she? You could learn a thing or two from your friend here, you know. Yeah, like, you know, speaking. Oh yes, I almost forgot. Did that guard from the castle find you? Yes. Seems the king wants to speak to you. You'd better not keep him waiting. And mind your P's and Q's. Just because you're friends with Prince Kiefer, that's no excuse to be giving His Majesty any of your cheek. Dude, I can't talk. What are you talking about? Oh, and take this with you, will you? A bag. So we get the parcel from his mother. So this is completely optional, by the way. It's some of my delicious fish bits. I know how Prince Kiefer likes them. Now off you go. So we got fish bits. This mixed bag of marine life is Pearl's signature dish. Yeah, so you can actually give this to the chef at the castle if you want. It doesn't actually do anything, but, you know, it's nice to do. I mean, you might as well get it out of your inventory and everything. I think we can save now. Not sure, though. Okay, yeah. I think you said the same thing. Ah, Lancer, it's you. Well, it seems our prize ship has sailed safely. I imagine you wanted to be on board, didn't you? Well, all in good time. You're a way to go yet. That said, you're 16 years old already. If you spend your whole life messing around with Prince Kiefer, well, you'll end up like your uncle. Anyway, I've said my piece. How may our church assist you, faithful disciples? So, in most DQ games, you have these different selections. You have divination. A wise and benevolent voice can be heard. So basically, it tells you how much experience each character in your party needs to level up. So yeah, there's that. We have resurrection. Whom shall we ask to be returned to the world of the living? So basically, revives a character that's dead. Surely you jest. Lancer looks very much alive to me. Costs money, of course. Purification. Whom shall I treat for poison? Which heals poison, of course. Why, there doesn't seem to be a trace of poison in Lancer's system. How do you know? Benediction. From whom do you wish to lift a curse? So that's if you're cursed. Pardon me, but Lancer does not seem to be cursed, child. And then, of course, confession, which is save. Confess to me all you have done, child. And would you permit me to record your works in an adventure log? Alright, so let's go ahead and drop a save. Overwrite. Oh, that classic saving theme. You gotta love it. And of course, in like a lot of games, like Dragon Quest games, Beyond and Beyond, you can basically quit. Although I've never understood why they have that, since you can just, you know, turn the game off, but whatever. I don't know.